Welcome to a tale that seems to defy belief, a story from the distant past that raises profound questions about human behavior and unexplained phenomena. This is the story of the dancing plague of 1518, an unsolved medical mystery. In the summer of 1518, the town of Strasbourg, now in eastern France but then part of the Holy Roman Empire, was steeped in the hardships of the times. The region was plagued by disease, famine, and political instability. But nothing could have prepared the townspeople for the strange and unsettling events that would soon unfold. Life was harsh. Poor harvests had led to famine, and disease was rampant. People lived in constant fear of the unknown, a fear that would soon become all too real. The story begins with Frau Trophia, a local woman whose sudden and uncontrollable dancing set off a chain reaction. It was July when she first stepped into the streets and began to dance. Her movements were frantic, uncoordinated, and relentless. What started as an isolated incident soon grew into a town-wide spectacle. Within days, others were drawn into the same frenzy. Men, women, and children alike found themselves caught in a similar trance. The dancers moved with a disturbing intensity, their faces contorted with pain and exhaustion. The streets became a stage for this strange performance as the afflicted continued to dance. The situation quickly spiraled out of control. People danced until their bodies could no longer endure. Some collapsed from exhaustion, while others suffered heart attacks, strokes, or even died. The town's medical professionals were at a loss, unable to provide any relief or understanding. Authorities were deeply concerned. The local officials struggled to comprehend the phenomenon. At first, they considered a range of explanations, including divine punishment. The idea that the dancing was a form of retribution from a higher power was not uncommon in an era steeped in religious fervor. In the context of 16th century Strasbourg, divine retribution was a plausible explanation. The town had been grappling with multiple crises, and it was not unusual for people to interpret such unexplained events as a sign of divine anger. The idea that the dance was a punishment for the town's sins was a comforting if disturbing thought for some. In an attempt to address the crisis, the town council set up a stage and hired musicians to play. They hoped that by providing structure to the dance, they could alleviate the suffering. However, this measure only seemed to amplify the problem, as if the dance had taken on an uncontrollable momentum of its own. Eventually, the phenomenon subsided and stopped after about 2 months, ending as mysteriously as it had started. But what caused the dancing plague of 1518? Among the many theories, one of the most intriguing involves ergot poisoning. Ergot is a hallucinogenic mold that grows on rye, which could have been present in the bread consumed by the townspeople. Ergot poisoning can produce symptoms such as convulsions, hallucinations, and intense agitation, symptoms that align closely with the behavior observed in the afflicted. The timing of the outbreak, during a period of severe food shortages, makes this theory compelling. Contaminated bread could have led to a widespread outbreak of symptoms, explaining the sudden and collective nature of the dance. Yet this theory alone does not fully account for the scale and intensity of the event. Another possibility is the profound impact of social and environmental stress. The townspeople were facing extreme hardship, which might have contributed to the outbreak in ways that we cannot fully understand today. The intense stress and fear of the times could have played a role, but the exact mechanism remains unclear. The supernatural explanations for the dancing plague are particularly intriguing. In a world where divine intervention and supernatural forces were commonly believed to influence everyday life, the idea that the dance was a form of possession or a curse seemed plausible to many at the time. Some reports suggested that the afflicted were believed to be possessed by demons or under the influence of witchcraft. Strasbourg was not unfamiliar with the fear of witchcraft and demonic possession. The period saw numerous witch trials and accusations of supernatural influence. The idea that the dance was the result of some dark force or curse was consistent with the prevailing beliefs of the time. The afflicted might have been viewed as victims of a malevolent spiritual force rather than simply suffering from a physical ailment. In response to the perceived supernatural nature of the dance, some townspeople turned to religious rituals and offerings. They sought divine intervention to end the suffering, engaging in prayers and rituals designed to appease the supposed spirits or forces responsible for the epidemic. The dancing plague of 1518 was well documented by contemporary chroniclers, providing valuable insights into the event. Among these accounts is that of Paracelsus, a renowned physician and alchemist of the time. Paracelsus described the phenomenon in his writings, noting the bizarre and uncontrollable nature of the afflicted's movements. His observations highlighted the intense physical and psychological distress experienced by those caught in the dance. Other contemporary sources also provide detailed accounts of the plague. Chroniclers such as the Strasbourg town crier and local historians documented the events as they unfolded. Their writings describe the eerie scenes of people dancing in the streets, the attempts by authorities to address the crisis, and the widespread fear and confusion among the populace. These historical accounts offer a glimpse into the profound impact of the dancing plague on the town of Strasbourg. They reveal the extent of the crisis and the struggle of the people to make sense of an event that seemed to defy rational explanation. The thorough documentation by multiple sources adds to the complexity and intrigue of this historical mystery. The dancing plague of 1518 remains one of history's most perplexing episodes, revealing the limits of our understanding of human behavior and the power of collective phenomena. It challenges our perception of reality and invites us to consider the profound influence of psychological, social, and cultural factors on historical events. Although the exact cause of the dancing plague remains uncertain, it continues to fascinate scholars and historians. It serves as a poignant reminder of the mysteries that lie at the intersection of human experience, psychology, and history. The dancing plague of 1518 compels us to reflect on the profound mysteries of the human condition and the forces that shape our understanding of the world. Thank you for joining us as we explored one of history's most enigmatic episodes. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe with all notifications on for more intriguing and mysterious tales. Until next time.